And it sounds like that is a man that we are going to be seeing coming up right now here on Red River Wrestling in your main event of the evening.
I'm excited for this main event, excited for this rematch.
And ladies and gentlemen, look who we have here. None other than your former, and I hate to say it, Charles, your former Red River Wrestling heavyweight champion, and that is Ryan Davidson, accompanied by none other than Shiva here tonight.
Well, you're speaking the truth on the former part. You're not lying right there. He was a great champion, but he ran into an unstoppable force in the baddest man of all time, Shane Taylor, ripping control of Red River Wrestling from Robert Langdon, basically, by putting him in that package pile driver.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's insane to notice this, but Shane Taylor manhandled Ryan Davidson in a fashion that I have never witnessed before since I made my debut here in Red River Wrestling. And even when I was watching at home, studying up on what it was going to be like when I came here, Ryan Davidson has always been a dominant competitor, whether it's been here at Red River, whether it was in Texoma Pro Wrestling, whether it was in Reality of Wrestling all across Texas, all across the country. Ryan Davidson has made a name for himself as a fighter. But you want to talk about a fighter here, Charles Murphy. We are going to talk about your current Red River Wrestling heavyweight champion, your current VIP heavyweight champion. He is none other than the baddest man on the planet. He is Shane Taylor.
He is not only just the baddest man on the planet, he is the baddest man of all time. Draped in all the gold, Shane Taylor is an absolute force of nature. He is not a man, he's a myth. He is an absolute mythical figure on the same level of Hercules, of Apollo, of the Greek gods, of the Roman gods.
All right, sure, you want to call him a myth, you want to call him a legend, but where's this morality here? He hit Shiva in a match where it was not against Shiva, of course, it was against Ryan Davidson for the Red River Heavyweight Championship. Where does the morality come in? Why do we want someone like this as a champion, Charles?
They always say you do not step inside that ring unless you're a performer that night. Shiva stepped inside the ring, and Shane Taylor just did what any other person would do if a stranger gets inside that ring, put the wood on her. And Shane had to do what Shane had to do. I said it last month. Whatever you have to do, big fella, is the way you have to keep that gold around your waist.
Here's the thing. There are ways to pick up victories in professional wrestling without stooping to the lows that Shane Taylor stooped to just 1 month ago. And for that, we have now a most fired up former champion in Ryan Davidson, a man who has everything to gain here, and he is going to go balls to the walls all out here tonight to defend the honor of his wife Shiva and reclaim the Red River Heavyweight Championship.
I'm excited for this matchup. Last time really was a great one, this one. Oh, we're starting early. We're starting early.
You want to talk about that fire? We are seeing it start off right now as Ryan Davidson is putting boots right to the chest, right into the sternum, stomping a hole into Shane Taylor and shoving referee Carl Knight.
Putting his hands on Carl Knight. Carl Knight's been manhandled tonight.
But you notice Carl Knight understands this intensity. He understands this ferocity because he was there when Shane Taylor struck Shiva here last month.
He did not just strike Shiva. He also put Robert Langdon out of commission, the man who was signing our checks, and now put J.D. Griffey in charge. We can definitely thank Shane Taylor for that.
J.D. Griffey is not a man I want signing my checks, and yet here he is, and it's thanks to Shane Taylor.
I don't think this matchup is going to get in the ring anytime soon. I think these guys are going to brawl and battle out here.
You want to know why? Because Shane Taylor is getting exactly what is deserved of him from the hands of Ryan Davidson, just as it should. And senior official Carl Knight has just informed us it is no count out and no disqualification. Senior official has made it. He's declared it here tonight, Charles.
I can't believe it. We are going to see an absolute winner here.
And this is absolutely game-changing. We have changed the landscape here in Red River Wrestling in this contest.
Oh, they're coming behind us. I'm a little worried.
What is going on here?
Let's not be too hasty, fellas. They are battling all around the arena. We got to stand to see the action.
No, we are trying our hardest to follow this action as it moves all across the Sherman Elks Lodge here tonight in our main event for the Red River Wrestling Heavyweight Championship as Ryan Davidson is giving chase here to the baddest man on the planet, Shane Taylor.
This is absolutely personal. I mean, wins and losses definitely matter when it comes to the Red River Championship, but Ryan Davidson just wants to beat down Shane Taylor for what happened last month. And this is 30 days of frustration.
Of course, and I cannot blame this man whatsoever after what Shane Taylor did to his wife and embarrassing the owner of Red River Wrestling in Robert Langdon.
Yeah, but that is Shane Taylor's MO. He comes, he destroys, he takes over. But right now, he is having a whale of a time with Ryan Davidson. They've gone all the way around the arena now.
Yeah, we are following this action as closely as possible, trying to do everything that we can to broadcast this to you lovely fans here of Red River Wrestling.
Oh.
But the Sherman Elks Lodge currently has the best seat in the house, Charles.
Yeah, that's right. We see the certified mark over there getting a little bit close to the action. Oh! Carl Knight has got to get this. Is this a false count anywhere, too? He's got to get the action back in the ring.
I truly don't know. All we were told was no count out and no disqualification. And now we have seen Ryan Davidson and Shane Taylor pour into the outside.
Oh. Ryan Davidson, an absolute blitzkrieg on Shane Taylor to begin this matchup. Has Shane Taylor does he even know the match has started?
I'm truly not sure. Shane Taylor looks a little knocked loopy, I got to be honest with you here, Charles. As these men have made their way back into the ring, this is looking a lot more familiar here. A professional wrestling contest is now underway.
Yeah, that was a fight to begin it. We've had a lot of fights tonight. This has been a wild night of action. Summer Slaughter was an absolute brilliant title for what we've had tonight.
Of course, Slaughter indeed is on the mind of Ryan Davidson after what Shane Taylor did to him just 1 month ago. Ryan Davidson is trying to make Shane Taylor the shortest reigning ever Red River Heavyweight Champion. What do you think it would do to the confidence of Shane Taylor to lose to a man like Ryan Davidson?
It wouldn't do anything to Shane Taylor's confidence. That is a confident and very assured individual, Shane Taylor, the leader of Shane Taylor Promotions. He is an absolute stalwart in this industry. One loss will not make a man. They are right out in front of us.
I hate to admit it, but you're completely right. Ryan Davidson is trying to keep Shiva away from ringside here. Shiva's been knocked to the ground courtesy of Shane Taylor, who careened Ryan Davidson directly into his lovely wife. What is going on here, Shane Taylor?
Do not have that narrative. Do not put that narrative in the minds of all the individuals watching Red River Wrestling that Shane Taylor was responsible for Shiva getting hit right there. That was all Shiva. She should not have been that close to the action. Oh!
Shane Taylor is delivering knockout blows, what would be considered knockout blows to any lesser opponent, but instead Ryan Davidson is taking them like a true champion. That's a man who should be representing this company, not Shane Taylor, Charles.
Okay, but that Shane Taylor slap woke up Shiva like smelling salts right to the chest of Ryan Davidson. Oh.
Another chops on chops here from Ryan Davidson to Shane Taylor. A machine gun is unleashed here tonight in the Sherman Elks Lodge.
Oh my gosh, that is topical and poignant.
And there you see it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, right into the steel barrier, trying to separate our fans from our professional wrestlers, but instead Shane Taylor and Ryan Davidson are trying to get amongst the mix here.
But what is Lady Shiva doing? I understand you being concerned about your partner, but you cannot get this close to the action and not have something happen.
Yeah, I completely understand where you're coming from, Charles, but that is a passionate woman right there who was struck down by Shane Taylor just 1 month ago. Oh my God, you have to know that is fresh on the mind of Shiva.
What's fresh on the mind of Ryan Davidson is the steel of the guardrails as Shane Taylor took his knee and drove it directly into the side of his head. Shane, take a breath. Take a breath, brother. Get yourself some separation.
This crowd is fully in support of Ryan Davidson here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm nearly at a loss for words due to the intensity that we have seen here tonight, Charles. All throughout every single contest has been intense, but the most stakes are on the line here tonight for Ryan Davidson.
And I hate to break it to you right now, but here comes the man in charge, J.D. Griffey, to inspect the matchup here tonight.
J.D. Griffey is here tonight.
You can sit anywhere you want to. we're joined by the king, by the person that I have continuously said is the smartest man in Texas professional wrestling, JD Griffey.
JD Griffey, how are you today?
I'm chilling. I'm out here. I'm doing a lot of jobs today. You know, I've been an announcer. You know, I've been booking the show. Now I'm doing commentary, so I can do it all. You know, I'm the GOAT.
5-tool player right there is JD Griffey.
You want to talk about a 5-tool player, though? Look at the former heavyweight champion Ryan Davidson with this Irish whip out of the corner, though. Shane Taylor reverses it.
And look, let me just be honest about the toughness of both of these gentlemen who I've been in the ring with in many battles. These guys are tough competitors, but I'm going to be honest with you. When I face both of these guys in title matches, it's a different animal, but the same beast. Like, it's for some reason they ramp it up. So this match is going to be hard hitting.
And I have to agree with you, Mr. Griffey, especially considering what is on the line here for Ryan Davidson, and that is the honor of his wife Shiva here at ringside, who was struck down by Shane Taylor.
Indeed. Like the weird thing is like when you out here, you know what we say: protect yourself at all times. You know, Shiva's going to be out here. She's a wrestler. She's one of the toughest women in pro wrestling.
That's exactly what I said.
So this is just what happens in the heat of battle.
Can't get that close to the action, not expect something to happen. That's
Look
I always
these
say
guys
that.
are throwing absolute bombs right now. Look
Shane
at the haymakers.
Shane Taylor has referred to his own fists as equal opportunity haymakers, and we have seen that multiple times in the past.
Listen, Ryan Davidson was the man that unseated me as the champion. I can tell you with 100% certainty, I am confused that Shane Taylor is still on his feet right now. Both of these men are still on their feet. Like,
they're on wobbly legs.
I've been caught square on the button by both of these gentlemen. The fact that they're both still standing, I'm confused because I was out like the lights went out immediately. So
I think they keep turning off and on the lights right now. It's a fire hazard inside the ring right now.
This is insane. Look at this. Look at this.
The baddest man of all time.
The crowd is coming alive. Listen to this.
I'm in full shock. All night has been absolutely amazing. JD, are you involved and in charge of all night tonight? Because this has been, Summer Slaughter has been spectacular.
I just want people to understand that I do this. You know what I mean? I'm one of the smartest people in wrestling. Like, is this the thing?
Oh,
look at this.
Taking the big man off his feet. Ryan Davidson off the ropes now.
Dropping that fist on the crown of the head.
Absolutely phenomenal.
That'll disorient. Shane's disoriented right now, kicking out on instinct. I can tell you Shane doesn't know where he is right now. The fact that he kicked out is just a testament to his resiliency. This is getting crazy.
Absolutely, Mr. Griffey. I have to agree with your assessment here.
The beginning of this match started in such a blitzkrieg.
Listen, there's no love lost between me or either one of these gentlemen. I'm just going to be honest about them as fighters, as combatants, and they are two of the best.
Unbiased.
I hate these men, but I'll be honest about them as fighters. They are two of the best. Look, I mean, you can see it. This is just pride at this point.
When I walked into the building the very first time, I was like, Ryan Davidson looks like a fighter.
Oh.
And I was right. They're both fighting.
And the longer this match goes on, it's getting closer and closer to that 3 count, guys.
So, JD, you have been in the ring with both of these guys.
Yes.
Who has the better conditioning? Because this is some deep water they're in right now.
I mean, listen, you would be surprised at how long these guys can run the ring, can run and do the things that it takes. Is even getting knocked down, it takes energy to get back up and stay in the fight. And these guys, I'm not surprised. To answer your question, no, I'm not surprised about these guys being able to. That's it. Lights out.
That might be it. That knee strike there. Only a 2 count. I cannot believe this. The shock in the eyes of Shane
over
Taylor
here looking at me for answers, and I don't have any. Hey, I thought that was it, homie.
I mean, he technically put you in charge. If it wasn't for Shane Taylor's actions last month, you would not be in the position you're in right now.
Now if she get knocked out, they'll be talking about how Shane is putting her in danger.
That's exactly the narrative I was trying to get my commentary partner Walker to not.
Watch out.
With the VIP Heavyweight Championship. This
Carl,
is it.
turn around.
No, not like this, please.
There we go.
That's it.
The winner and still Red River champion, still my champion. The baddest champion you've ever seen, the baddest man on the planet, Shane Taylor and Shane Taylor Promotions.
You're telling me this is
the man.
You're telling me this is the man that you're proud to have as your champion, Mr. Griffey?
Listen, I want somebody that can move the needle. that can bring eyes to this company. And who's going to bring more eyes than Shane Taylor? Who's going to do the things that Shane Taylor's willing to do? Who's going to say the things that Shane Taylor's willing to say? Who's willing to go the lengths that Shane's willing to go?
He is absolutely captivating, isn't he?
Absolutely phenomenal victory. I got to say
It doesn't they can be speaking about him for the positive, speaking about him in a negative connotation, but I tell you what, they're all talking about him. And what do we have here? What's going on here?
I don't know, lady.
I don't like this. I don't like this.
She keeps putting herself in positions.
I don't like this.
She is coming to defend her husband here, gentlemen.
And Shane will shoot the fade with anybody.
Where is that security? The security has been very lackluster all night tonight, JD.
But
I think you need to look for that.
There's another gear. If Ryan Davidson comes to and sees his woman in the line of fire, he knows that his partner, she can fight with the best of them, but it's about honor.
Oh, my God. Oh, my.
No
what
way.
in the world, off the
No
ropes?
way. Oh.
Oh, I can't believe what I just saw.
They say great minds think alike. My goodness.
And where is security? Where is security? Again,
A family that prays together, stays together.
We're seeing a 2-on-1 beatdown here on Shane Taylor.
A moral victory for Ryan
can we get
Davidson.
security out here? This is enough of this. Can we see some professionalism, please?
Unceremoniously dumped to the outside of the ring.
That will not stop Shane Taylor. He has come to take over. He has already put in place
This
the right
is not.
people. This is
not
time.
exactly the way I wanted to send the crowd home happy tonight.
That is not his title. That's not his belt. Neither is that one. Then you give it back to Shane Taylor. The fans know that is not his title.
I hope they're proud of their actions tonight.
Ryan Davidson just gave Shane Taylor the fight of his life, but in the end, it is Shane Taylor who is walking out as Red River Heavyweight Champion, much to the dismay of Ryan Davidson and Shiva here tonight.
They don't look like they're dismayed. They look like they're in hog heaven right now, what they did to Shane Taylor. You can't do that to my boy Shane.
Well,
Look,
Shane
let's
Taylor
call
doesn't
it what
look
it
like a
is,
winner
guys.
either.
Let's call it what it is. The real winners tonight were the fans. These two men went out there and had a fight. They went out there and had a fight. Now, sometimes things get out of hand, and that's what we had happen here tonight, okay? It happens. I'm not proud of it, but I am proud of my champion, persevering, the winner and still, Red River champion Shane Taylor.
You're completely correct. Shane Taylor, despite coming out on the winning end of this contest, does not look too happy about how he was just embarrassed here in the middle of a ring.
Embarrassed? You can't be embarrassed when you're walking back there with 3 titles draped around you. Things happen inside the ring, you know?
Listen, I'm going to have a long conversation in my office with Shane tonight because I'm going to have to make this right.